Well, I'm sitting here doing a little bit knitting, been in my garden all day. Well, some of the afternoon anyway. Planting some cabbages. And checking the peas. I planted some peas, must have been about 3 weeks ago, about an 18-foot row. And I was in the garden yesterday with my granddaughter's partner, Craig. He was helping us dig a bit of the... and I was looking at where the peas were supposed to be. I thought there should be shoots showing up there by now. I've already got 2 rows of peas that's come up great, but there was no sign of them. So I thought, just out of curiosity, I moved a little bit of the soil away just to have a look to see if they were getting any roots on. Wasn't a single pea there. I moved a bit more soil. I went right across the whole row and there's not a single pea left in that soil. I haven't a clue where they went to. There must be little creatures under, because nothing's touched them from the top. And there must be little creatures in the soil that's eaten the whole flaming lot. All that hard work, I dug it over and planted, put compost in, composted it and everything. So I thought, well, it's a waste of time. I've got more peas to put in, but it's a waste of time. It's going to eat them all. So I had some cabbages that needed going into the garden. So I dug it over properly and put those cabbages in instead. And I'm sitting here with this scarf I'm doing for my granddaughter, and I've just changed the to another ball. And this yarn here, you can't just knit it, like knot it and knit it or whatever you do. I've had to cut the bits off the end there, off each. Put the two pieces of the part that you knit together and stitch them together. It's the only way you can do this. So I'm just stitching this up now, and I just thought I'd have a little bit live to see if anybody's there. Where's my picture going? It's going up. Get it up there. That's it. Hi there, Ghost Hacker. What's your first name, please? So I can call you by your Christian name instead of your YouTube name. And I'll get this thingy here stitched up that I'm doing here so I can start knitting. Oh, it's Angela. I'm having to, every time I'm leaning forward, it's because I'm having to lean forward because I can't see the writing on the screen with my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. It's what happens when you get old. And I did try, before I came on, I changed the setting on my laptop to make the text, the font of the text larger, so that I could see it, because I tried it the other day and I sat back where I'm sitting now and I could see the text okay, but it just wouldn't let us go live with it like that. It mustn't have liked the size of the text. It must have to be normal size. So I can just about see the the what's been typed on the screen. But anyway, how are you, Angela? Are you keeping fine? Are you? I saw you try to put a thing up the other day to go live, and I was waiting for it coming on, but you didn't come on, so I don't know what happened to you. But there's a lot of people that maybe don't realise when you go, oh, it's maybe, Angela, it's when you first go on, it takes a few hours before YouTube actually lets you go on. That happened with me as well, and they have to I think they have to verify you, something like that. But if you try later on, it'll probably let you on now. And another thing, I don't know whether a lot of people know this, but if you want to go live and you want to go on a tablet or your phone, your Android phone, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 4,000 viewing hours, the same as that what you have to be monetized. But you can go on as is, because I've only got 99 subscribers, but on your laptop or a desktop computer. So if you should try live again, Angela. It might come on for you this time. But it took me a little while, and then when you finished it, I think it takes a few hours. When you finish the live, it takes a few hours for it to come up on the screen. Now, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, Angela, as well. That's maybe what stopped you being able to get on. You have to do it on a laptop or a desktop. I'm on my laptop. I can get on from that way. But it hasn't been too bad a day here today. It's quite warm. We haven't had much sun. I wish we'd had a bit more, because I would have enjoyed myself in the garden a bit more. But I'm nearly finished stitching this thing up for this pom-pom yarn, and I'll be able to start knitting it again. I get it finished in time for the winter for my granddaughter when she's walking the kids to school. Scissors cut it off. I was alive last night. Oh yeah, we've got rain, have you? It's looking like rain here, actually. The sky's a bit dark. But I went live just tea time yesterday, because I was at my granddaughter's. I was there on Sunday, get me dinner there, and to see my great grandkids and that. And I went live with her to show her how to go on with it. But I don't think she's all that bothered about it. I see it might help her get a few more subscribers, so to help her out with her channel. But she does all like beauty sort of things and hair and all that sort of thing. Like, there's not much to do with knitting or anything like that. She hasn't got time. That's what I'm doing hers. This is her yarn that I'm knitting up. Other stuff I've been doing as well, it's for her. I'll get back to my own after I've finished this. But I've got another 4 balls of this, and this will make it. It's quite long. You've got to do about the same length again with the other 4 balls. So I'll have to put a thing up for to go live, and you can put on what time you want to come on so people can see later on. I'll have to do that instead of just coming straight on, because I couldn't get on when I was trying earlier on because of what I had done to the text on me computer, because I was going to put on to come up what time, about 7:30, but it took quite a while for us to get that on, like. So I've been doing a little bit of everything, a little bit of knitting, a little bit of crocheting. I'm almost finished a large bit of crochet I was doing. I was going to make a bag with the yarn that I'd got off my granddaughter, but it started coming out a funny shape, and I made the base, because I was doing a circle, and I made the base too big. So I had to change it, and it fits over a little stool I've got in the living room. It fits over that. Okay, so I've left it on there for now till I sort out what I'm going to do with it. I could just make it into a puffy and put some like pillow things inside it. Yeah, I wonder if anybody's been out to the pubs and that lately since the lockdown's been eased. And I haven't been. My friend keeps asking me to go, but I'm not bothered at the moment. You've still got to go 1 meter distance between each other, haven't you? And it's not the same. I used to go on a Monday night. I used to do a quiz. This local pub I used to go to, we used to do a quiz, and we had bingo as well and play cards, right? And on a Wednesday, I used to go to the same pub. We had a bingo night. It used to be rock and roll bingo, where they played songs, and we had a card with all our different songs on, and when they played the music, we had to mark it off on the card if we had it on the card. And half the time I hadn't a clue what the theme songs were, because a lot of them were the modern ones, and I don't listen to the modern ones. I'm an Elvis Presley fan. I'd listen to him all day if I could, like, but I never knew half of the songs on the rock and roll bingo. But we had ordinary bingo as well, and play a card right as well. So that was okay. And now and again, I had a night out at the weekend to see groups and things, So one or two groups that were from my era, because I'm 74, so my era was the 60s music, and I had quite a few young ones seemed to like the older type music. Oh, you're crocheting sea to sea corner. Oh, jailhouse rock, is that what you mean? Yeah, I like that. I've got a lot of Elvis Presley films, and I've got a lot of his songs, and I'll play them over and over again, and I've got that Alexa thing, where you tell Alexa to play the music. But I've only got the free music. I don't pay for the the things won't play Elvis when I ask them unless it's in the free stuff they give you. Yeah, there's not much on the television to watch these days either, is there? A lot of crap, actually, eh? Watching old films is better than some of the stuff we get on. Yeah, I remember Elvis Presley. I think I was 14 years old when I first ever saw him, and it was my dad at the time. I've got two sisters, and my dad wanted to go to see this film that was on at the cinema, and it was called Love Me Tender, and he'd seen a trailer thing for it, and he thought it was some great cowboy film and that, and so he took me to see it with him, and that was the first time I ever seen Elvis Presley, and I've been in love with him ever since. Oh, hi, Jeannie. It's took us a little while to see us because I was on last night for about nearly 10 minutes. Well, tea time it was. I came on with my granddaughter, Cheryl, to show her how to go on, but it must have been a bad time for everybody because it was around about 5 o'clock, I think, or just after 5. And I think people were probably having their tea and didn't see it, but we came on with her for about 10 minutes, and the grandkids as well, causing a lot of trouble while we were trying to explain everything to her. And I was just explaining to Angela about going live, that if you do it on your phone or your tablet, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. It's the same as what you need for to monetize. But if you go on your laptop, doesn't matter how many subscribers you've got. So if anybody tries to go on and they can't get on, that could be the reason. Which I explained to Angela because she had tried to get on, and I think she said she was on a laptop, so on a tablet. Well, I'm on my laptop, so I've only got 99 subscribers. So, well, that was at the last count. I had 99. It could be down now, like, because they keep coming and going, don't they? But I don't know why. It's a bit funny that, like, having to have subscribers like that to use your mobile or for your tablet. Oh, it's Julie. So, just explained. I've been sitting with this. It's a scarf I'm doing for me granddaughter. I'm getting a canny wee with it. But I was just explaining earlier on to Angela, when you join this yarn, you can't just knot it or put it together. It doesn't work like that. And I had to see, this was a piece. I've had to stitch those two pieces together like that before I could start knitting with it. So it's a bit awkward for adding a new ball. It's been quite warm here, but not really sunny. Like I'm saying, I've been in my garden today, and I was just seeing earlier that I had planted an 18-foot row of peas about 3 weeks ago. And I was in the garden last night, and my granddaughter's partner, Craig, was there helping us in the garden. And I was looking at the peas to see whether the shoots were starting to come through yet, which they should have by that time. and I couldn't see anything, so I moved a little bit away just out of curiosity to have a look. And there wasn't a single pea there. And I went right along the whole row, and whatever's ate them, I don't know what it is, but it must be little creatures under the soil, because nothing had touched it from the top. I do have a cat now and again come in the garden, but it doesn't bother with things like that. And so I hadn't a single pea grown out of that part. So I dug it over, and I put some cabbages in today that I had ready to go in. Oh, it's warm. It will be warm down in Devon, won't it? It's actually started drizzling here a little while ago. Oh, a blackbird. Oh, well, I suppose it could be that with mine. I mean, while putting their beak through the soil, you probably wouldn't see where they've been, because it would just pick the pea out straight away. I actually did find one pea with a little bit shoot on it, but it really annoyed me, that, because it was a lot of work. I had dug it all over, and I had laid some of the compost out of me compost bin. I had put some compost down and put all those peas in, and back breaking, like my age, like bending down all the time, putting the peas in. And for that to happen, I've already got a couple of other rows of peas that's grown great, and didn't seem to touch those ones, but I don't know why they went after the other ones. It was the same with me carrots. I put a row of carrots in quite a while ago, because I had lettuce and beetroot at the same time, and they are growing great, but there wasn't a single carrot come up. I don't know what happened to them either. That's something else. That's the seeds. It's either something underneath in the soil, or maybe it's the birds, where you wouldn't see where they were getting the stuff, because they would just put their beak into the soil. But all the carrots, there wasn't a single carrot come up. My beetroot's grown great, my lettuce has grown great, my peas has grown great, but these other peas that I put in, and feel like giving up, but I cannot give up, because my garden would end up in a bit of a state. So I planted some cabbages in where the peas had been, because it was already composted with where I had put in for the peas, and I had some flowers, some marigolds and that, and I sorted some of me pots out and put them in there, so that got them out of the way. So I've got some more seedlings that's ready to go in. I'll have to sort them out tomorrow. So although I'm going to my friends tomorrow, I'll not be able to do it later on. But it's nice being able to go and visit your family and your friends and all that, because I've got me granddaughter and her three boys and that. I mean, I could see them before, when the lockdown first started. I could stand at the gate and chat to them, but that was it. But I used to go there at least twice a week, every week before, and I was frightened. The youngest little boy wasn't quite 2, he was going to forget who I was. But he's okay. He's okay with us anyway. Oh, mouse as well. Yeah, the slugs. Usually, when I didn't have any sand, but when I used to plant peas in other times, I put a layer of sand down, and that stopped the slugs, because I don't think they could get over there, because it was sand from the beach. So it would have been salty from the sea, so they weren't able to get over after the peas. But this is the first year I've ever had anything like this. I've grown stuff every year for years. I stopped growing stuff for the last couple of years, because I had rabbits coming in, because my garden it overlooks we've got a railway line just outside we've got some trees and then a railway line outside the garden, and the rabbits had a lot of their burrows all along the banks along by the railway line, and they just used to come in, because I've got a cycle path as well just outside my back garden, the Riva cycle path it's called, and the rabbits were coming in, and I had strawberries and things like that, and every time I used to go out, there wasn't a leaf left on the plants, and when I put my peas in when they were grown, they ate all of them, the leaves off them, and I just gave up for a couple of years. And I don't know what's happened to them, but every time I used to cut my lawn in the back garden, you used to hear ping, 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 because all the rabbit droppings used to be all over the lawn. But when I started cutting the lawn this year, there wasn't a single sound. And when I realised and had a good look, there was no rabbit droppings anyway, so they weren't coming in. And poor little things might have ended up on somebody's pie on that dinner plate. Really sorry for them, but I was sick of them coming in my garden, and they ruined everything, because I've got no strawberry plants left now because of them. So I'll probably have to buy some to start those again. No, I just say I've planted some marigolds, but I've put them in my pots up the top of the garden. I forgot about that, because I think is it marigolds, and there's some other kind of plant that keeps the aphids away. Oh yes, yes, some black flying beetles. I've seen those as well. There's always something that spoils everything, doesn't it? Well, I think I'm probably going to go off in a minute or two, because I'll be going to watch see what's on what rubbish is on the television to watch. I finished me little row and that. My scarf finished for Cheryl. And I told all of you some of me people that watch me me videos about my granddaughter, to look for the girl with the orange hair. If you want to have a look at any of her videos and subscribe to her. Her hair's not orange anymore, and she's changed a picture on the thing, so you wouldn't be able to find her easily now. She's got brown hair now. I keep telling her one day her hair's all going to fall out. I mean, mine's bloody falling out now, like, but it's with age, not because I died. Like, I'm growing old gracefully. So I'm going to say bye to you now, then, because I'm going to put my television on. It's what time are you on? About nearly half an hour, I think, haven't I? That's enough for me. But some of you girls want to try and come on live yourself, and we can take turns at chatting to each other. Oh, hello, Cheryl. I was just going to go off, Cheryl, but I'll have to stay on. That's my granddaughter's just come on. Yes, I know you're brown now. I'm just telling them your hair's going to bloody fall out like one of these days. Oh, yes, Jeannie. Oh, yes, you're still making your own Halloween blanket. And what are you putting on it? Are you putting witches or something like that on it? Oh, lupins, yeah. Yes, I've had lupins before in the garden. Oh, and Harleys. I think people are starting to come on. I think I'll have to stay on a little bit longer. Yeah, Cheryl, me and Craig got a good bit of the garden to go over. Did he tell you when he got home yesterday? That bought a bit of the garden, but I need to get rid of some of the weeds around the paving. There's like a little path in the middle of it, and there's a lot of weeds. And I was going to plant some late potatoes in there. Like, it's a bit late for them, but I might get some small potatoes out of that little bit, because it took that long for to turn it over. It was that hard. Oh, you're just doing Jeannie. You're just doing bands of colour. And Are you going to sew on some pumpkins and ghosts? Yeah, Cheryl, I think when he gets a little bit tame, he might be back again to help to the rest of the garden. But you know what? He made a cup of tea for me afterwards. And you know what the daft so-and-so did? I've got 4 pints of milk in the fridge. And I had opened one. He went and opened the other one as well. So I've got 2 open now. I could have thumped him. Yeah, Cheryl, I tried, when I told you I was going to change the text size on my screen. Well, I tried to do it so I wouldn't have to keep leaning forward to read the writing because, with my eyesight's not all that good, like, I kind of see the writing unless I lean right forward. Well, I tried to change the text and I tried to come on live before and I couldn't get on. It must have been something to do with the size of the text, must have been too big, and YouTube must have let us on, so I had to go back to the normal size. And another thing, I had a little bit trouble with my computer this afternoon. The internet kept going off, and then it went off altogether, and I couldn't get it back on again. And I was on for ages, and I thought I was turning the router on and off, thinking it was that. And then I checked my phone and I checked my tablet and the internet was on there. So I says, it can't be them. It must be me laptop. So I tried. I was on for 2 hours trying and I couldn't get it on. And then eventually I got it up and I come up and asked for the, I reset the network and everything, and it asked for the password to go onto the internet. Well, I've got a little bit card in the house. I'm with Sky, and I got a little card when I first went with them, and it had the password and everything on. And I always keep it in a little letter rack in my kitchen, and I must have taken it out for some reason. I couldn't find it, and I hunted for an hour. I've been around the whole house, hunting everywhere, trying to find that card. And I just couldn't find it, so I couldn't get on the internet because I didn't know what the password was, and I was hunting and hunting. After about an hour, I've got me the routers in the passage beside me telephone, so I went there to have a look at the box, and I turned the box round, and the password was on the back of the flaming box, and I had been hunting around for this card for an hour, and I never realised it was written on the router. So at least now I know where it is. Because I don't know what I've done with this card. I've probably been sorting some envelopes and things out to put in the recycle bin. I think I've probably thrown it out with them because I think it was in amongst the letters and that the other day. So I think that's what I've done. I know. You never think, a little thing like that. When I've thought about it, and when I've been in anybody else's house and I've used their internet, they've always just looked on the back of their router for the password. Never thought it was on mine because I thought it was just on this card. I didn't realise it was on the router. So you live and learn, like, don't you? Yes, I was cursing. I'll tell you what I was saying. But yes, Julia, I was 1 or 2 swear words. I was. I don't swear normally, but an odd thing does make us now and again. You see, Cheryl, see how far I've gotten. I've got to do the same length again with the other 4 balls. I hope it's not too thick for round your neck, mind, look. It'll keep you warm walking to school with the kids, won't it? Yeah, it's lovely and warm, Cheryl. You might have to pry it out my hands when I'm finished. It's very quick to knit because I've got all that across there and there's only 20 stitches on there. And the bubbles in between make up the rest of the space. And it's just those stitches, that's all you knit. There's 2 stitches in between each bubble. So it's very quick. A lot easier to knit than people think as well. Oh, and Cheryl, I had 100 subscribers this morning. And then somebody dropped out, it went down to 99, so I'm back down to 99 again. I haven't got me 100 again. You never know. Yeah, I'll have to not Sheriff or any more this yarn if it comes in because they haven't had any wool in at the moment last few weeks, and that's just been or stuff that they've had left over that's still going. Like I might have a look around, have a look for this myself when it comes in, and they've probably only got baby colours because I think it's meant for babies, like, isn't it? I've done a few rows while I've just been sitting here. But I'm going off in a minute because I'm going to watch me telly. So, yeah, it would make a lovely baby blanket, Julie. Like, yeah, another one. Eh? So, a bit for tonight. And so remember, if anybody else wants to come on live, that if you haven't got 1,000 subscribers, don't use your phone or your tablet because you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours for to use a tablet or a phone. I don't know why. It has to be any number of subscribers if you're on a laptop or a computer. So if you want to try it, it's quite easy. I showed Cheryl yesterday, but none of you were online yesterday for to see. But it'd be nice to have somebody else to sit and chat to as well. It's a pity there's that lady in America, Laurie's Crochet Corner. She has a split screen and she can get about 6 people up on the screen all chatting to each other instead of having to type everything. But I think it's like some kind of software you have to have for that, I think. It's YouTube only lets the one person on here at a time, like, and it would be better like that if people could talk to each other. I tried to do it on hers, but I couldn't get it the sound to work properly on, when I tried it. And she's on too late anyway because she's in America, so it's like 11 and 12 o'clock at night when she comes on. But anyway, bye Cheryl. Bye Jeannie. Bye Julie. Bye Angela if you're still on. I'll come on another time. I'll probably put a little thing up to let you know what time I'm going to come on instead of just coming straight on. Then you'll know when I'm on. So I'm going to end the stream now. So bye for now.